Killer Kai Havertz, people, leads the way for Arsenal. Bird Gang, Harlem, Dipset. That's the Kai Havertz we need to see if we're going to be successful this season, people. A proper striker's performance from Havertz tonight. Hold up play, strength, winning the flick-ons, scored his goal really well. Could have had an assist if Martinelli would have scored the volley. Brilliant performance from him. I've questioned him in big games. Will he score enough goals? That was a proper performance. We need to see that on a consistent basis. He was excellent tonight. Also, Leandro Trossard tonight. We've been searching for something that I'll never find. You know what? As I said that, I was thinking about the song in my head. But listen, I think we may have found our attacking midfielder. Trossard tonight, yo, Bossard was back tonight. The touches, the silky turns, the dribbling, the passing. What a first half performance. That is arguably the best 45 minutes I have seen from Trossard in an Arsenal shirt. I know he didn't score, but he was outstanding in the first half. And second half, faded a little bit. Maybe fatigue came off. We've been looking who can fulfill that Odegaard role. Maybe Waneri. But Trossard tonight showed in those central areas, man. He is a beast. And what a performance from him. Listen, it was a great performance in the first half. Second half was a little bit different. What I didn't like about the second half is we sat back. And I know we're maybe conserving energy and we don't want to go all out and you know, tire ourselves out. But I do think sometimes Arsenal have to try and score that third goal and finish teams off because we were a little bit shaky in the second half. We invited pressure from PSG. They did hit the bar. They had a couple of half chances, couple shouts for penalties. And I just felt like if we'd have scored the third goal, they would have disappeared. Honestly, I mean, but we did get the win. It's a massive win. 2 Champions League games, no goals conceded, which is a massive plus. And this was seen as one of the more difficult games of our opening few matches. Obviously, the game away at Inter Milan is seen as probably our hardest game. So this was a massive, massive result for Arsenal. Obviously, Thomas Partey deserves praise as well. Somebody that has, you know, been criticised. Is he past his best? Have his legs gone? Struggling to keep up at times in the second half of games. He's slowly looking like he's getting back to his best, man. The general looks like he's returning. Just sits in front of the back four. Can take the ball under pressure. Very good at winning the ball back. Obviously, he played in La Liga for Atletico, so he knows how to receive the ball on the half turn. I thought that was a very, very good performance from Thomas Partey. It may have gone under the radar a little bit, but a very good performance. I was surprised by PSG. I expected more quality from them, to be honest. One thing I will say, though, is I think Arsenal made them look very average. I joked at the end of the game we made them look like Saint Etienne. No disrespect to Saint Etienne, of course. But they just looked ordinary. One thing I have to say, Hakimi, I don't know how he's been left in the French league because he, blistering pace, technically very good. I'm really shocked that a major Premier League club has not gone for him, but he would be very expensive. He's a talented player. But I thought Arsenal did a real number on them tonight, and they didn't look great. We dominated the midfield. I still don't think you get the best out of Declan Rice in the 8 role, but while Partey's playing like that in the 6 role, maybe that's the only way Rice is in the team. He doesn't want to drop Partey. Good to see Mikel Merino come on and make his Arsenal debut. Looked a little bit off the pace, won a few challenges, but definitely will take time to get fully fit before we see the best of him. Calafiori as well, I think will take time to get up to speed. If I'm being totally honest, I think you can see that that's a centre-back playing at left-back. Could probably do a job there, but maybe doesn't quite have the pace of, you know, some of our other fullbacks like Timber, to be a long-term fullback, but definitely can do a job there in the short term. I think long-term he's a centre-back, but obviously it's, you know, with the likes of Timber and Ben White, there's a lot of competition for places there, which is a good thing. Not sure as of yet what has happened with Jurriën Timber. He was taken off And then he's just been interviewed after the game, Mikel Arteta, and they haven't asked him. He will probably do a press conference. I've seen a report here saying Timber was taken off as a precaution. Now, how true that is, I don't know. And I hope it is just a precaution because he was absolutely outstanding again in that first half. And he has transformed our defence. He's given us an aggression, a power, an extra pace that just feels like it's transformed us, man, along with Saliba and Gabriel. And obviously Ben White, who was doing well before he came out of the team. So we're hoping there's nothing long-term or nothing major in there. Another clean sheet for David Raya, who continues to impress. Good handling again. And we just look like we're never going to concede no matter the opposition at the moment, which is absolutely brilliant. Listen, tonight was a good night for Arsenal. We're underway now in the Champions League. PSG have a good reputation, right? I don't think they're not as big in Europe as the likes of Real, Barca, Bayern. These teams have won the Champions League, but that was still an impressive victory for Arsenal. We were 2-0 up against Leicester and conceded 2 goals on Saturday. We didn't do that today against PSG. I do think, as I said earlier, that sometimes at 2-0, look for that third goal because I think the third goal finishes the team off. It takes their hope away. I do think 2-0 as an opposition player continues to keep you interested, that you know if you get another goal back that you're back in the game. And I do think Arsenal sometimes should go looking for that third goal just to finish the opposition off. But tonight, one thing that was good about tonight, I don't think that overexerted the team too much. I do think he came away, Arteta, looking at the group there saying, do you know what? They've got through that fairly comfortably without overexerting themselves. Very interested as to why Sterling and Nwaneri were not brought off the bench tonight. Now, I know he's not going to make changes all the time, but Martinelli looked very tired at the end of the game. And I was thinking, surely you give Sterling or Nwaneri a run out. One player, and again, I don't want to be too critical of anyone, he's not going through a good time at the moment, is Gabriel Jesus. He's in that horrible situation for a striker where you've been dropped, you know you're not going to start. When you come off the bench, you're so desperate to impress that sometimes maybe you become a little bit selfish because you're looking for the goal, and in doing that, you actually don't put in a good performance anyway. Jesus and Zinchenko, if we're being honest, I think when we signed both of those players, they were smart signings. I think it's credit to how we've moved forward as a club that I'm now looking at those two players as players that I think can be moved on. Maybe use them as squad players until the end of the season. Maybe you even move them on in January and bring in a replacement. Imagine if you could get 30 or 40 million for Jesus and go and get Victor Gyökeres. You know, I think that would be good. Urian Timber, as I said, a lot of people saying it's a precaution, but we'll see about that. Calafiori, he needs time to settle in. Still, to me, strikes me as a centre-back playing at full-back. Kivior was shaky at times. I do think Arsenal would have sold him in the summer if they'd have got a decent offer for him. But he's here. I suppose they'll use him when he's fit and available. But we've still got the likes of Tomiyasu, Tierney, Zinchenko to come back from injury. Listen, tonight was a very, very positive performance from Arsenal. Beating PSG by 2-0. Clean sheet. Good goal for Havertz. Man of the match. Saka gets the goal. Free kick. Good dummy by Martinelli. Donnarumma will be disappointed with that. But again, Saka chips away at the goals and assists. So fair play to him. Listen, thank you very much for tuning in. Hit the like button. For me, man of the match, we'll give it to Havertz. But I think Trossard was very close. Very positive performance. Southampton at the weekend. Killer Kai Havertz, people. Berggang, Dipset, Harlem. We out of here, people. Take care, everyone. Bless.